Good afternoon, everybody. I am Tricia Sanborn. I'm the Grants Manager for the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County, and welcome to our Zoom room to talk about the Independent Artists Grant Cycle that we have open right now. We're going to do a round of introductions of a couple of people, and then we're going to do a brief overview of the grants. We'll walk you through the application, and then we'll have time for questions and answers at the end. So to begin with, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County, we are approximately a 30-year-old nonprofit organization, and our mission is to provide leadership, funding, and support that promotes artistic excellence and historic preservation, and to advocate for resources and education that expands arts opportunities for all, helping to create an enriched and healthy community. We envision Anne Arundel County as a place where artists are inspired and creativity thrives, where arts and culture bring people of all backgrounds together to enrich, bind, and celebrate our community. We are one of the dominant funders in the county, and we don't often have the opportunity to fund independent artists. We are so excited to have you here because we know what a toll COVID has taken on you, and we're eager to provide some funding to help you recover and come back and move forward. First of all, we could not have done this without support from the county executive, Stuart Pittman, and I would like to introduce a very special representative from his office, Pam Jordan. She's the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health and Human Services, and with more than 40 years serving the residents of Anne Arundel County at the local level, Ms. Jordan consistently looks for opportunities to communicate and collaborate with the community to direct resources and services where they are needed most. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Tricia, for such a nice introduction. But I do have to say, I have spent all those 40 years looking for opportunities just like today, where it's so important to uphold the art community. So I do bring greetings from our county executive, Stuart Pittman. And I have to tell you, part of my job right now is to manage a lot of the grants that are going into the community through the American Rescue Plan funds. When those funds first became available, one of the first things I was asked by Mr. Pittman and Chris Trumbauer, our budget officer, is, have you talked to April? And so April and I connected right away. So I just want to let you know there's a commitment from this administration to support the artists in this community. So I'm very pleased that Tricia's announcing these grants today in partnership with the county executive's office. I know that COVID has been hard on a lot of people, but this is one industry we do not want to forget. You as artists, no matter what your medium, bring hope to this community in ways that people don't even realize. So please, we'll continue to support you. Please don't give up on your community because it's your different mediums that make our life so rich. So thank you for what you're doing. If I can ever be of any help to you on behalf of the county executive, I know Tricia can reach me, or you can certainly reach out to me, but thank you for having me today to make some welcoming remarks. And I look forward to the awards that are made. And before I go, I do have a great sense of humor. For one thing, I was married to a drummer. It seemed like the right thing to do in the 80s. And I want to just share my leg lamp, that one of my favorite movies. So I love sharing my sense of humor as well. So thank you all, and luck with your grant applications, and I look forward to the final results. Tricia, thank you.
Thank you, Pam. So some of you may know that in 2020, we also got funding from the county executive. And at that time, we were able to fund 77 independent artist grants and 44 organizational grants that went to all sizes of arts and nonprofit businesses. This funding was key to keeping the artists employed, staff paid, and lights on during a very critical time. This year, we will receive $500,000 from County Executive Pittman's office. And we are also matching that with $50,000 in MSAC, Maryland State Arts Council money. And our first priority that we are running right now in the grant cycle is the independent artists. We anticipate that we'll be using between $200,000 and $250,000 in funding, or $2,500 per artist for 100 artists at this point in time. Just to give you a brief overview on the cycle, you probably have already read, or I hope you've all read the guidelines. The grant cycle is open and it closes on February 10th. Review should be completed by March 10th. Review on these is very simple. It's a yes, no, or we'll defer it to committee review model. So it's not going to go in depth. It's going to be a very overall fund or no fund decision. The committee will meet in March, in early March, and they'll finalize all the decisions, which according to our board rules, are then put up for the entire board for approval. You should have funding within 30 days after that. And if you've gone into the application, you'll notice that we do ask for your banking information in there. It is secure, just so that you feel comfortable with giving that. And we will use that for the ACH transfer. You will have to sign a contract after approval. Then the final benchmark on this is final reports. The final reports will open up May 15th and they will close on June 15th. That is a requirement of the grant. For those of you who did the round in 2020 that we called gap grants, you had to do a final report. And any future funding that you do is contingent upon your having done that report. So the next thing I wanted to go into, and what I've received most questions about at this point in time, is eligibility. To be clear, you have to either live or work full-time in Anne Arundel County. You cannot be a full-time student. It is okay to be employed full-time in another field. The single most important criteria that we're asking for is that you demonstrate that you earned income in 2019 in the arts in Anne Arundel County, and you demonstrate that you lost income due to the pandemic. Skip my page. All righty, now, if anybody has questions about the guidelines, I can take those now. If not, we can just wait till the end and go ahead and look at the application. No? All righty. Bear with me a second. I had the page and then I lost the page. Sorry.
Tricia?
Yeah?
This is Lily Caldwell.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, how are you? Hi, hello, everyone. Happy New Year to you all. In the guidelines, I read a statement about us having to have some kind of a resume, artist resume.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'll go through that and I'll show you what we're looking for. Are you doing Walters?
Yes.
Okay,
right here.
no worries. We'll make sure that that gets done. Can you guys see the Arts Council webpage?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you're going to go to our webpage. You're going to click on our new grants page. You can go right to submittable, or you can look at our new page, which is very different from last time, and go right down to Local Artist Support Program Grants for Independent Artists. To read the guidelines, click on the left button. to open the application, go to the right. And you're still seeing, you're seeing submittable now, right?
Yes.
I don't trust this, that's why. That's why I ask. Okay, so again, you have an opportunity here to see the guidelines. You'll see that we have arts organizations opening in February. And you want to go here and you want to click apply. For those of you who did apply last time, this is a very different software program. You will need to create an account. If you don't have an account in Submittable, which you may from another funder, but if you don't have an account, you'll need to set one up. One of the things you'll see at the top of the button, once you've created an account and you've logged in, you'll see invite collaborators. And I encourage you to include anyone here that you might want to either review or edit your grant. And I'm also going to come back to that in a couple of minutes. But you can, I think you can do up to 3 other people here. So as you scroll down, this is the application. It's super simple, much simpler than last time, much cleaner. You got your name, your address, just your basic demographic information up here. Your website, if you have a website, great, please include it. We like to link to it in our lists of grant awards. If not, don't worry about it. Your primary area of artistic expression.
I have a question.
Sure.
What if it's just your Instagram for the website?
Oh, yeah, please include that.
Thank you.
That would be great. Okay, so here you're going to have either just a primary or a primary and secondary area. Sorry, I don't usually talk this much. Areas of artistic expression. Then you scroll down to some narrative questions. These are pretty basic. The first of all, why do you consider yourself an independent artist? Make sure that you list income sources within Anne Arundel County over the last 3 years. Please include 2019 just because we're using that as kind of a benchmark. Then we want a list of any booked or scheduled programs or events that have been modified or canceled as a result of the pandemic. These can be gigs for a singer or a musician. It could be a show for a visual artist or anything that was impacted by COVID. Then we really need just a statement of need as to why you should receive some additional support from the county. This is the other area that a couple of people have been struggling with. We tried to make the budget super simple, but the one trick to this is you're going to have to fill in every box. So if you did not receive unemployment insurance in 2021, just put a 0, okay? There will be 2 boxes you cannot fill because there was no GAP COVID relief grant available in 2019 or 2021. But other than those, every box should have a number in it, even if it's 0. If you don't do that, it doesn't add up correctly on our end, and we don't want to confuse the reviewers by having incomplete figures here. So then the next question relates to the other income in your budget. And it's if you were forced to take on additional non-arts related work during the pandemic, tell us about it. This is not going to affect your funding decision at all. We just want to know. We're trying to accumulate some research on what our artists were doing during COVID to make money, to keep the lights on, to pay rent, to pay the mortgage, whatever. So that is an optional field in case you did not take on work. Now, here is what Lily was asking about, the artistic resume. Generally, this will be 1 to 2 pages at the most. Give a list of education, skills, key performances, any awards won. it should resemble a work style resume, and it probably is your work resume if you're a full-time artist. If not, just tweak your regular resume to highlight your artistic achievements. The other attachments, personal ID, a license, a passport, and we want the address on this. What we're looking for is the address on this to match the address on your proof of residency, which is the next thing. And that can be simple. That can be a utility bill, lease, mortgage, something that has your address, your name and address on it. And don't hesitate to use a picture. Take a picture with your phone. That works just fine.
I have a question about the artist resume.
Sure.
I paint murals, and I have just pictures of my work. I was a regular person, and then in 2014 decided to be a mural artist. So
Okay.
I just have a bunch of pictures of all the murals I've painted. Is that a resume?
Could you put them together into maybe a 2-page document and just do the dates? Maybe the organization, maybe the location.
Sure.
And if you need help with that, I'm happy to help.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question too. For the proof of residency, I've actually moved. So some of my stuff, my license, I haven't ever changed. Is there something I can use besides my license to show you? It's all Anne Arundel County. I've just moved to help take care of my dad.
That's fine. If it's Anne Arundel County, that's fine.
Even though my license will be one address, and my proof of residence, I've got bills and stuff here at the new address, so there'll be 2 different addresses.
that would be fine. You can always just send me a note and say, just remember that you talked to me about this.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And then the last thing we need is a W-9. The last time we did this, there was some confusion and people were sending us 1099s. That's not what we need. Go to this link right here and fill out a W-9. It should, again, have the same address as on your most current address. Let's put it that way. And it should be dated within the last 12 months. This is the address that your 1099 in 2023 will be going to, because we do have to have documentation that we gave you the money. All right. So if you have any question, again, just call me and do a fresh one. And the other thing is, if you look on the web, there are places that charge you to fill out a W-9. This should never cost you anything. It's free through the IRS. So just go right to this link to do it. And make sure that I can read the numbers and make sure it's signed, please. So I have sent some back for just those things. So here is an optional upload field. If you want to give us anything else to prove need, anything else you want to send us that you think would help the case for funding your grant. And again, those are optional. Here we've got, this is a new field for us. We're pretty excited about it because we can do this all securely and internally now. Your banking information. That's where the money will go after you are funded, and we'll give you the date to expect it. So, and then your signature, your electronic signature, and date submitted. Any other questions on the application?
How many people have applied so far?
We have 12 completed and 36 in progress as of this morning. So we anticipate 100. So that's our goal. So we still have a ways to go. And if you have artists that are your friends, that are in your network, please let them know about this. So as Pam said, we need to get the money out to the people who need it the most. So you guys are our priority. Anyway, any other questions about the application or anything else? So if you are funded, just a couple of other things. I'm going to remind you, you're going to need to complete the report by June 15th. And there are also funding acknowledgement requirements on our website. Basically, it's put the logo on your Instagram page or on your web page. You know, if you're doing printed materials, just acknowledge us, anything like that. So anyway, there are a couple of people that I wanted to recognize here. Our grants committee that I mentioned briefly that will be doing the review on the grants. We have a couple of members of the grants committee here with us today. We have Patricia Horn. Where are you, Patricia? You want to wave or say hello?
Hello, everyone.
So, and then we have Matt Earl, who is actually one of the co-chairs of the grants committee.
Hello, everybody.
You want to say a few words?
Yeah, we're just really excited about this. It's wonderful for us to have this opportunity to distribute the funds to you all. It's kind of new for us in that, at least since I've been on the Arts Council, we haven't distributed to individual artists outside of the COVID relief stuff. So it's really kind of exciting, and we're just looking forward to getting the money out to you all, you know, the people that really need it and were affected by the pandemic.
Okay, thanks, Matt. And then the last person from the grants committee that's here today is Amy Tate.
Hello, everyone. Please spread the word. Make sure you get everyone to apply, because it's a great thing to be able to give this kind of support. So thank you for being here.
Thanks, Amy. And like Matt said, this really is our second opportunity to engage with the independent artist community in the county. So make sure that you engage with us too. Make sure you're signed up for our emails so you can find out about other funding and education opportunities. Spread the word about the grant to friends and coworkers. And we will also ask you later on this spring if there's a way that you can help support us in terms of our fundraising event, which is not yet named, to be held on May 14th. We are going to be looking for support from our independent artist community. And lastly on that, join us for a Zoom discussion on Thursday at 11, coordinated by the Angel Wing Project, the Chesapeake Arts Center, and the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County. Ruby Lopez Harper from Americans for the Arts will lead us all in a guided discussion around diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in Anne Arundel County, and how we can all work together to make the arts available for all. So in closing, if you don't have any questions, just remember I am always available. We're still working from home, so either email me, or you can always call me or text me too. So you should all have my phone number. It's on the submittable page. It's on the web page. Any way I can help, just let me know.
Will you repeat that date again for the Angel Wings performance at the Art Center?
Sure. It is Thursday at 11.
Okay, that's Thursday the 20th?
Yes. Yes. And if you need a link, just email me afterwards and I will send you the registration link.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a really good discussion. So anyway, any other
I
questions?
have another question. Yeah, I have a question. My need is due to illness as well as pandemic. I had cancer last year and I'm trying to do artwork connected and related to help people. Would I still qualify for this?
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't have to be limited. I mean, it's more time limited. So if you can demonstrate that your income was reduced in either 2020 or 2021, sorry, I don't see why not.
Okay. You all right?
Yeah.
And where was your phone number again? Because I didn't see, I haven't looked at the registration page or whatever. This is the first part I'm doing. So,
It's on our grants page and it's on our submittable page.
grants page. And
Submittable is the platform that we use. And once you go to our submittable page, you'll be able to see my name and number.
okay,
So.
this is my first go around. I'm not sure so trying to figure it all out.
Well, welcome. We're glad you could engage with us. So
Thank you.
anyway, anything else? Alrighty, well, thank you for taking the time out of your Tuesday to come and help.
Thank you.
Spread the word. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.